Hey guys, how are you doing? Hope you guys and girls are all well. Welcome back to the channel first of all. Today I've got a BMW X3 M Sport 20D in a beautiful colour by BMW called Brooklyn Grey. So yeah, today I've got the car for the day, so I'll be doing a review. Just talking about, what it offers. We'll go around the outside first, have a look at, visually how it's recently changed with the facelift. Because I think it does look a lot better than the pre-facelift model. So we'll have a look around at that, look at the interior, the technology, and yeah, go for a drive and see what the car offers. So yeah, I'll head on outside. And what we'll do now is we'll have a look around at the car and just talk about its looks and where it's changed from the pre-facelift, because I think it does look pretty aggressive and a lot better than the previous gen, to be honest with you. It's definitely the best looking one without a doubt, and yeah, it's got some interesting new exterior features that make it look a tad more aggressive. So first thing that points out to us is that massive grille, which is getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, I think it reminds everyone that this is a BMW, even more so than before, especially with these colours. It definitely looks more aggressive, and you can see those sort of lines in the bonnet, which give it that aggressive sort of look. This front bumper is completely new. If you look at sort of that and those sort of accents on the side, they're completely new, and just give it a lot more of a modern aggressive look. And the lights as well, they're LED and have quite a nice shape to them, getting a lot more sort of sharper and narrower. Brand new sort of face, you could say. I don't think the X3's ever looked this good, to be honest with you. They've always sort of lacked the first and second generation. They haven't ever looked that great, I think. But I can definitely say I'm more of a fan of this model. 20-inch rims with sort of a grey and diamond cut finish, which is pretty nice, and those calipers are quite big and they look pretty cool. It's nice to have that on a small engine car. It's only a 2-litre diesel. Previously you'd probably only see that on M cars, etc. So that's a nice touch. Very nice looking car, a good shape. Yeah, and an interesting fact is this is actually bigger than the first generation X5. The back is very, very new in terms of the way it looks, with a lot of brand new sort of added features. So yeah, I'll start with that rear bumper. As you can see, you've got quite significant lines and pronounced that give it that flair, if you like. Yeah, you can see those sort of accents just below the lights on the side in black, just making it look a bit more sporty and aggressive, and looks very smart. We've got this rear diffuser as well, yeah, with these quite large exhaust tips. I'm pretty impressed with what they've done with this so far. I've never really paid too much attention to X3s. Ever since this third generation come out, the looks have stepped up significantly. Yeah, and they've even got an M version in the lineup now, so yeah, that's pretty cool with that being available now, and it makes sense in the current market. So I'll move into the interior, so we'll have a look inside. Yeah, I mean, it's a very nice place to be. Very comfortable so far. Sport seats, very, very comfortable to sit on. But you've got sort of X badges everywhere, which is really cool. Yeah, literally you've got it down the middle in there on all the doors, as well as you open them. You can even see it's sort of written there as well. But before I jump in the front, I'll show you what rear space is like. Yeah, it's spacious. It's got a good amount of space for 5 passengers. It's not too cramped. It's not going to be the most comfortable, but it's decent. For 4, it's perfect. You've got USB slots down there, rear climate control, and yeah, so you've got this button here which allows you to slightly adjust this section of the seat so you can sort of recline slightly as well. Yeah, so definitely a nice place to be in the rear. And you've got the pan roof, which is probably one of the best features on the car any car, give you a nice airy sort of feel, and it does make a huge difference, especially with the black interior. So yeah, probably one of the best features on this car. I don't know if you can see, but the car's got mood lighting as well, which you can adjust to, you know, set a nice little tone in the car. We've got sort of the M colours on the seat belts. Harman Kardon sound system, which sounds very good, and that I believe is an upgrade. This touchscreen is pretty new in this model. It was a lot smaller before, but in terms of size, it is a lot bigger now. And yeah, it's touchscreen. And very, very intuitive, very easy to use. Yeah, you've got obviously media, Spotify, Apple CarPlay, news updates, all that sort of jazz. So you know, you can connect your Android and Apple phones with ease. And yeah, no, it's just very easy to use. And yeah, it's definitely considered, you know, one of the easiest to use on the market. And I'm not surprised to hear that, because I've been in a fair few BMWs and it does seem, you know, always very easy to use, easier than other cars I've been in. It's not only touchscreen, you've got buttons down here to use the functions. So heated seats are standard. I just feel like the design is, you know, half decent. It looks nice. The most praise would be the material qualities. Everything is very strong and feels very long lasting. You've got cup holders here as well, and a bit of space there for other bits. Another USB-C in there as well, and a decent amount of space. Probably good to mention the virtual cockpit, which is sort of standard on every BMW now, but some of the latest ones have it going across the whole sort of dash with a one sort of widescreen like Mercedes kind of thing. But this car still has the slightly older, you could say, system, which looks decent. You got a nice picture of your car and stuff. I'll start the car now so you can see what it looks like as it starts. There is other brands that have, you know, a more exciting cockpit to look at, i.e. Audi. The steering wheel has a heated steering wheel, which is very nice in the winter especially. It's quite a thick M Sport steering wheel, but you know, it doesn't feel bad at all. With flappy paddles here as well on the steering wheel. This area is only on the facelift. The previous one sort of had a slightly curved center console, and the stop-start button was here. But I think this design is a lot more cleaner, a lot more refreshed, and definitely needed in this car. And yeah, so that button has moved down here, which looks so much better, I think. You've got this nice sort of gear knob and the buttons here, which layout is clear and concise, and it's still nice to have buttons in this car. A lot of cars just have a massive screen, which everyone is moving to, but I think it's nice to have the buttons as well as touchscreen functionality, because if I'm honest, if you're driving and I need to put my heated seat on, I'd much rather it be a button as opposed to having to flick through, you know, menus trying to find it. So yeah, that is nice that BMW have, you know, kept that in such a new car. So that's a good feature, and it's nice to have something that is sort of retro, it seems now, a button with something so simple. But I've liked that they've kept that still. Right guys, so what we'll do now is we'll head out, you know, drive around, see what the car's like around town. We'll put it in the different modes, so it has Sport, Comfort, Eco, not adaptive, but yeah, we'll see how the car sort of feels on different types of roads. And you know, like I said, I found it hard to fault it so far. It's a very, very good package, but it'd be interesting to see how it drives and if it offers any sort of excitement, because this is a pretty, you know, standardized vehicle, probably be someone's daily driver, a family car. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see, you know, how it does on the road. And yeah, we'll head out now and see how it goes. Cool. Hey guys, so yeah, I've been driving the car for most of the day and got a feel of, you know, what it's like to drive. We'll get on to, you know, how it drives in a second actually. So let me just talk about the engine, because I forgot to do that earlier. in a bit more detail. So the car has a 2-litre diesel engine with 190 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. So a good amount of power, and that is matched with a 8-speed ZF gearbox, which is absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. It changes gears beautifully every time, and yeah, throughout the rev range, whether you're in sport, comfort, etc., it's gonna, you know, really perform. As it has 8-speed, it's going to help with the MPG as you're, you know, doing higher speeds. It's going to be in the highest gear possible, so it'll keep the rev range, you know, as low as possible, adding to better MPG. So yeah, a great gearbox, and then alongside that as well, you have the paddles on the steering wheel. A 4-cylinder diesel, but it is a mild hybrid. What that essentially means is that you've got, you know, a small generator and battery working alongside the engine just to give it an extra boost. So that adds 11 horsepower to the powertrain. So what the system can also do is regenerate energy from braking. That power can be used for, you know, various electrical things in the car, and it can also be used to power the car, give the car an extra boost at, you know, lower speeds, etc. So yeah, that would be the setup, and the mild hybrid, you know, adds value in sort of those areas. The car drives extremely well. It's comfortable, you got great visibility, you know, everything's very clear and very easy. Steering is light, it's quite a thick steering wheel, as we know M Sports get, but it feels fine. It doesn't feel, you know, out of place in this sort of car at all. It feels fine. You've got this obviously large screen which is showing Waze right now, as it has Apple CarPlay, and it's very clear and easy to read. See the virtual cockpit as well we have, which is pretty good, to be honest with you. I mentioned earlier, it's not the most exciting to look at out of, you know, different sort of models and different cars in this class. Nice about it is quite compact, just having that BMW character. It's got a nice M badge on the screen, M badge on the steering wheel, M Sport steering wheel. That is nice and thick, so you get a good feel. This seat is, you know, again, M Sport, and has, you know, big bolsters, and it really does give you that sporty feel. At times I've forgotten I'm in such a big car, because the seating position, I've got it pretty low, as low as you can go. Nice thick steering wheel, a nice virtual cockpit, and it feels, you know, really sporty in that way. And like I said, you've got a nice gearbox as well to match with it. BMW are about having a driver focused car. It's, you know, an X3, an X5 or a 3 Series, and regardless of if it's got, you know, a 2-litre engine, a 3-litre diesel, it still has that element of driving focus, driving ability. You know, it's always there. And now, you know, you still get it in this X3, so it's really praise to BMW. Yeah, so to talk a bit more about the history of the BMW X3, you know, it's in its 3rd generation now. It's been with us for some time now. The 1st gen was back in 2003, then a 2nd gen in 2010, and then this generation begun in 2017. Really coming on quite a long way, and it was one of the first, you know, sort of SUVs at this size to be practical and luxury, and it's only grown ever since. The first one sort of sold in pretty decent numbers, 600,000, and then the 2nd gen sold at about 900,000, and they're expecting this generation to sell 1.6 million, because they do have, you know, a range of models available now, even more than ever before. So you've got, you know, diesel, petrols, a full electric version, you've got hybrids, mild hybrids, and you've got, you know, a full fat M version. So yeah, a vast range of different models, and it just, you know, shows even more how much demand has grown for this type of car, and BMW are really have a foothold in this market, and this car definitely, you know, competes at the highest level. So what I'll do is I'll pop into sport now. I'm on a bit of a faster road, so I can sort of get more feel of it with you guys now. But you know, it does, as I touched on earlier, it does really, you know, come alive with mainly the gearbox, with, you know, the way it revs, the way the engine revs, the gear changes, that sort of thing really comes to life, and it responds really well. It's very good, and yeah, you can have a bit of fun with it. 0 to 60 is just under 8 seconds, so definitely has, you know, a good amount of power. It's not bad at all. It's never going to feel underpowered. It's very sporty, to be honest with you, for an X3, and you know, like I said, it's got, you know, the thick steering wheel. It's got the nice seats, the M Sport seats, and I'm sort of cocooned in and got that real BMW feel. This, you know, dash is slightly curved towards me, really feeling sporty in a way, which I wouldn't necessarily expect from an X3. I like the look of this car, mostly the front end. I think the front looks really aggressive and wide and has a lot of presence. The back looks much better with the diffuser and the exhausts. The lights, they look nice, but yeah, it looks better than it has ever been. But for me, my favorite part has to be the front of the car, and the colors as well. They give it that bit of just that extra bit of character, because this could essentially just be a boring X3, but it's definitely not that anymore. So in terms of MPG, on paper you're looking at about 45 miles per gallon, 45 to 50 miles per gallon. I've been, you know, driving sort of mixed, sort of normally most of the time, and I'm returned about 36.9 miles per gallon, so it's okay. I mean, I guess you could push it into the 40s on motorway miles, or extremely tame driving, but yeah, I guess half decent on fuel. It is still 1800 kilos, so there's going to be, you know, that weight element that's going to, you know, reduce the MPG somewhat, but I think that's good. I think 40s is realistic, early 40s, late 30s, if you're being, you know, quite subtle with the throttle and doing a lot of motorway miles, and not putting the car under too much load, you could, you know, see those numbers quite often. It's 1800 kg, so you're gonna, you know, feel that weight when you're driving the car as well, but not massively. I think it does what it's meant to do very well, and yeah, it's hard to fault, but if there is one thing I could say that I don't think is great, is the amount of road noise. Quite large mirrors, you get sort of tyre noise as well, so there's quite a bit of noise coming through the cabin. That could be, you know, one thing that I could say isn't that great, but I could say to an extent that is nitpicking, really. Overall it is very good, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this car. It's a great daily driver. Okay guys, I think I'll end the video there. It's starting to get dark. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please do, you know, give it a thumbs up, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more content. There is more to come very soon, and if you do want to come on the channel with your car, let me know. I'll be more than happy to invite you on, and we can, you know, hopefully make some content together. Okay, brilliant. Take care guys, see ya, bye.